Welcome back. In this video we're going to complete the arc to add the Thieves Guild to our allies for the chapter, and that's the conclusion of the Harper, Jaheira, and Mink's quest line. We'll pull Halson out of the group as we like to leave at least one person at camp, and we'll equip Minx so that we are ready for action. So, just like our main character, we've spec'd Minx as an archer. We'll give him this +2 hand crossbow that we picked up at Lady Janet's house, and one of the +1s we've been walking around with. And we can take a look at the items that we've got. Probably the best fit is going to be on characters that we've got that have been collecting stuff. So we could take this elegant studded leather and put that on Minx. We could also use this long arm of the Gur. We were not going to be fighting undead though, so wouldn't be particularly helpful. We don't need the Trident of the Waves. We'll actually use the Knife of the Undermountain King to lower his crit threshold by 1. And we've got the Dark Justiciar gauntlets that'll add a little necrotic damage to his attacks. We're also going to take the ring that prevents blindness, so this Eversight ring, and we'll equip that as well. We're going to use the Raven pet for Minx, which travels around in an area of darkness, so let's take a look at that. The Ranger has a Ranger's Companion ability, and we're going to select the Dire Raven. The animals get upgraded as you progress in levels. This Raven now has the help ability as both a bonus action or an action. It also has this fly command, and we see that when it flies, it's got a template underneath of it. When it does, it lands and drops darkness, and with the ring, Minx can see through it, and the Raven is immune to it. Alright, so we've equipped everyone more or less, and we will head to Heapside Strand. And we're going back to the same Thieves Guild entrance we went through the last time, so we're just going to travel up the street and through this little alley. And we'll step right into an ambush by the Zentarium when we go in. So before we do that, we will have Jaheira shift into owlbear form. The Moondruid actually can turn into elemental myrmidons, which is even better than the owlbear. We're also going to have Alfira cast Featherfall, just in case we want to take a big jump into the center. And then we'll enter the room. And we'll just head straight down the stairs once we get inside to start the conversation.
Hold it there! Bad time to come a-visiting, my friend. This is Zentarium territory now. Just as soon as we've purged it of guild rats. Nothing personal.
Alright, so here we are. This combat depends very much on initiative order. The Zentarium are very fast this time around. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. So if we want to try to protect all of the Thieves Guild, our best bet would be put some sort of crowd control area down here to prevent them from getting hit. We do have that. We have Sleet Storm that we could use, and Alfira is relatively early in the initiative, so she could try to do that. We're starting off with Minx, and we'll step down. Because he doesn't need to jump, we'll cast Hunter's Mark, and we'll see if we can. And we miss. And we've got her. And we'll just run forward to get ready for next round. Nine Fingers hits surprisingly hard with ranged attacks. .64 on a critical hit. Now we've got our Alfira. And again, uh, things have opened up for us a bunch. We're going to jump down right next to this archer where we'll set up disadvantage for everyone. And we'll take a look at Sleet Storm. That worked really well the last time. We don't have anything that would make Sleet Storm do damage. We want to make sure, though, that we're getting the end here, this ladder, covered. And we'll just cast that. Make sure that we've got our melee weapon out. We're just shy, it looks like, of being able to put her into a threat area. So our owlbear has great movement, but it may not be sufficient. So we're going to dash and just see how far we can get. We'll try jumping onto this platform.
For the fallen.
And that's pretty good. We knocked that guy prone. We also knocked the ladders down, so he's got limited places to go. It doesn't really matter if he stuns Jaheira here. Oh, see, he teleported. We'll start repositioning the Dryad. I don't think the Dryad's going to have enough movement to get into the fight this time. But we'll head towards it. Here these agents are all kind of locked up. But we do have this one archer that made it. And they can't seem to resist just jumping onto the ice. Alright, so our elementals, however, are just immune to it. We'll have one position itself right on the edge here. And while we've got a nice set of targets, we're going to aim down. We've got 3. I don't think we can get 4, so. And we'll actually step out of the way a little bit so the other elemental can come in. And while I'm trying to save the folks from the Thieves Guild here, you don't need to. That's not super important. We want to try to keep 9 fingers around. The rest is not really that big a deal. And we'll position this elemental next to the archer. Here, this is a barbarian versus a fighter. This fighter usually will action surge on round 1 for like 6 attacks. We're going to bring our Dire Raven down. Again, this thing's going to create darkness, so we don't necessarily want to put it anywhere where it's going to cause problems for our side. Here, we park it next to Minx so that he is out of view, so he'll automatically have advantage on when he's shooting. This guy is really, really slow and probably won't make it to the combat. But we'll have him try and run in, and he's come down through the back. That's really bad for her. But she made it through the round, so that's a win. And that Bardic Inspiration might actually come into play to help her make the Sleet Storm save. So we've got Minx here, and if we step forward, we might have a shot. We do. Again, Nine Fingers does a lot of damage with throws. So she's just clearing out everybody down there. Coming back around, it's pretty questionable about whether or not the Sleet Storm is actually helping or hindering, so we'll just go ahead and drop that. We'll switch to our ranged weapons, and we'll try a Slashing Flourish on the person we're next to. Got a crit, so that's the end of them. And we'll move over to get a better shot on somebody else. So we've got somebody with 5, 55, and 102. We'll take the Slashing Flourish and try to see if we can put both of them into the person with 102. And then we'll take this person with 5 and we'll offhand strike to remove them from combat. And we'll put our melee weapon back on just in case anyone comes running up. Our owlbear was stunned by the monk last round. He's going to pop back up and try and hit us again. That's great. We would rather have this guy hitting on our monk's animal hit points than any of the folks we're trying to protect. And we'll dash and see if we can't get the Dryad close enough to do something here. And it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get anywhere near it. So we'll end our turn. There's still ice down here. Alright, so now we've got our water elemental. We'll see if we can't give the fighter something else to think about and keep this barbarian from dying. I don't know that we're going to be able to target. It looks like we can with our missiles, so that's what we're going to use. And we'll do the same thing, so we'll see if we can get into range here. And we can fly right onto the other side of him. Or her, I guess. And we're going to use our smiting attack. It's not going to be enough to remove them. But we'll do our best to help it survive. We're going to see if we can fly down, and it looks like we don't have enough movement. This fight is all about movement. So we'll just position somewhere where the darkness isn't going to be a problem. And again, not enough movement. On the off chance that this Woodwode might absorb an attack, we'll just put it next to the Zentarium agent. Yeah, I don't think she's going to make it. She didn't. So that happens sometimes. It's just not an option to save everybody without really dedicating a ton of resources to it. And Nine Fingers finishes it off for us. So pretty good. We didn't lose too many of the Thieves Guild. And we're going to have Jaheira exit form, and we'll go talk to the Underduke. And because we're bringing Minsk, we're going to have to convince him to not smite the evil that is our ally here. So just know that we're going to be making a persuasion check to try to convince Minsk to not attack the person that we came here to save.
Back to work. There's a mess needs cleaning.
And we've got everybody here, so we'll step into Nine Fingers' office. And we'll start our dialogue.
Kind of you to take the Zentarim down first. That doesn't make us friends. Come on then, Stone Lord. If you mean to take my chair, you'll get no better chance than this.
Minsk has no interest in your furniture, Nine Fingers. Only in the wicked rump that fills it.
What?
You have been a stone in this city's boot for too long. And it will be no Stone Lord who reaches twixt Baldur and sticky toes to dislodge you. It will be Minsk!
I haven't got the slightest idea what he's trying to say. Proof that he is back to normal, no?
And we're going to take option 4. We'll just explain the entire thing.
A bizarre tale. But it fits this idiot somehow. But if he's back to himself... Good. I'd rather you die as Minsk, the mad Rashimar. It's silly, but... Do you know? You were something of a hero of mine when I was young.
Even now, your tongue twists the truth. When you were young and ten-fingered still, Minsk and Boo were stone, instatuated on a city square.
Aye. I remember the spot. By a garden on the Wide. A soft thicket near the market, with ample pockets to pick. Celestia itself to a street rat looking for shelter. You might not have been wrestling monsters, but you kept the wind and the rain off. Heroic enough for me.
Bah! You tried to dampen Boo's eyes. Do not think you will be spared his teeth. Evil is evil, even if it was once innocent.
Oh, I'm no innocent. But evil? Will you tell me? With the Fist, the Watch, and the Council itself all licking the Absolute's boots, who's the only one left standing to protect Baldur's Gate?
She's right, Minsk. She's been an ally down through the years. A friend, even.
A friend? Jaheira, Boo cannot believe his ears. Has the city fallen so far in our absence? Are there no heroes left?
Heroes come and go. But the Guild has always been here, protecting the city. Until the Stone Lord came to break us.
So if we choose option 4, we're going to end up having to fight the Thieves Guild. So we're going to say that the Guild will fight for the city. And we've got Jaheira with us. We'll go ahead and hit ourselves with Eagle Splendor. We're adding 11. I'm going to check for a 15. We've got full inspiration. So we're good to go.
I am shamed. Nadeshka. Unworthy to fight alongside my friends. Boo, what am I to do?
I can't speak for your rodent, but I know something of debts. If you reckon you've got one to repay, well, we could always work together.
With you? Pfft. Minsk has no lust for gold. That he would shake grandmothers by their ankles or set Boo nibbling at their purse strings.
I'm not talking about that. We've both got bigger enemies than one another. The city's enemies. And, Tyr's honest truth, you gave my guild the wake-up call it needed. We've grown complacent, lazy, too sure of our standing. We never would have needed the Zent if we'd had a fighting force of our own. Swords for the city when the Watch and the Fist fail us.
Like a berserker lodge of my homeland. No army or militia serving the local lords, but heroes working for the common good.
Heroes. Sure.
Very well. Minsk and Boo accept.
I'm sorry, you what?
Boo and I will be your berserker lodge, taking the ugly ways of your guild and beating them into a more virtuous shape.
That's not even slightly what I was saying. I wasn't asking.
You are right. I have proven myself unworthy. I cannot serve this city if I was so easily turned against it. If I do not know my own mind, perhaps I no longer know what is good.
So we'll suggest that Boo will guide you both.
Boo!
Boo.
Boo! Kingpin Boo! My friend, your wisdom is vast and unknowable as the Rashimi High Country. What say you, Boo? When the Absolute is slain, shall we join Nine Fingers Keen and show her the ways of goodness?
You did say he was your hero, Estelle. Maybe you'll learn something.
Oh, can't we just go back to killing one another instead? Alright, fine. Let's leave this particular fight for when the actual war is won, shall we? With the Stone Lord off my back, I'll be able to bring my people out of hiding. Cobble together a force, so we're ready when you call on us. You have my thanks. Though, I'm still not actually sure you haven't made my life that little bit harder.
And that completes the Aid the Underduke quest, and we've got the Thieves Guild as allies for the final conflict. I'll end this video here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.